the billionaire found his new wife had wrapped herself in the quilt like a caterpillar. His wife's cute behavior made him decide to tease her further. He deliberately leaned close and pretended to ask if she was asleep. The girl tried her best to pretend to be sound asleep. He was amused by the girl's behavior and laughed loudly. Wanting to be mischievous, he started pulling the quilt again. The girl became even more nervous. Then he directly hugged the girl and kept smelling her. The girl didn't realize at all that the billionaire was deliberately teasing her. She thought this was the billionaire's strange habit. It turned out that although she and the billionaire had been married for 3 years, the billionaire had never come home because of his special job. And today was their first time living together after marriage. After noticing that the girl was very nervous, the billionaire finally chose to sleep in another room. His love for the girl made him decide to gradually develop their relationship. The next day, the girl in her sleep was awakened by a nightmare. Hearing her scream, the billionaire ran in quickly. He hugged the girl and comforted her not to be afraid. He said he no longer did that dangerous job, and said he would only obey her orders from now on. The girl finally showed a satisfied smile. When the billionaire sent the girl to work at the company, the scheming woman mocked that the billionaire's car was very shabby. After seeing the girl walk into the company, she even mocked that the girl had a shameful poor husband. The girl didn't bother to argue with the scheming woman, but the scheming woman stopped the girl who wanted to leave. She asked the girl to honestly admit that her husband was a poor man. The girl was amused by the scheming woman's words. The scheming woman immediately asked why she was laughing. The girl replied that she didn't want to chat with people with low IQ. The scheming woman was extremely angry. The girl told the scheming woman not to pay attention to her every day. She was afraid that the scheming woman had a crush on her. The scheming woman didn't know how to refute. It turned out that the reason she kept mocking the girl was because she was jealous that the girl's performance was better than hers. At this time, the boss interrupted their conversation. The excited boss announced that a billionaire had invested $1 billion in their company. Then the boss selected the girl and the scheming woman to receive the billionaire together. When the boss said the billionaire's name, the girl was shocked to find that the billionaire was actually her husband. The scheming woman spoke the billionaire's name with a look of admiration. Then she even took the billionaire's photo and mocked the girl's husband. The girl couldn't laugh at all. The scheming woman had no idea that the girl was the billionaire's wife. Moreover, the billionaire chose to invest in their company because of the girl. Will the billionaire help the girl get revenge on the scheming woman? Will the girl reveal her relationship with the billionaire? If you want to know the follow-up, please follow and subscribe to my account. Everyone was very excited to learn that the company's big boss was coming for an inspection. Only the girl was full of reluctance. When all the female employees started dressing up hoping to attract the boss's attention, the girl's face was filled with impatience and unhappiness. When the handsome billionaire walked into the office, the scheming woman was so happy she could barely breathe. But she didn't notice at all that the billionaire's attention was entirely on the girl. The infatuated scheming woman thought the billionaire was smiling at her. Faced with the billionaire's outstretched hand, the girl shook it reluctantly. Dissatisfied with the girl's attitude, the billionaire scratched her palm. The girl immediately looked at the billionaire angrily. It turned out that the girl and the billionaire were a loving couple. But the girl didn't want her colleagues to know about their relationship, so she showed great reluctance at the billionaire's appearance. Having successfully teased his wife, the billionaire chose to leave. The scheming woman immediately said the billionaire had smiled at her just now. The girl said it was because the scheming woman looked funny. The scheming woman had been mocking that the girl's husband was a poor man. She never imagined that the billionaire was the girl's husband. After the meeting started, the leader kept introducing the growth of the company's business. But the billionaire's attention was always on the girl. As a wealthy man, he didn't care at all whether the company was profitable. He only founded this company to make the girl happy. Bored, he started drawing a portrait of himself and the girl. Looking at the girl's serious look, bored, he decided to tease the girl again. He gently kicked the girl with his foot. Disturbed, she was very angry. She stepped hard on her husband's foot. The billionaire cried out in pain directly. In an instant, everyone's eyes turned to him. The girl even showed a proud smile. The billionaire didn't dare to explain and just pretended not to see it. After the meeting, the billionaire, who could no longer control his love, kissed the girl in the office. He said affectionately that the 3 hours and 12 minutes apart from her had been very painful. He also asked her to feel his heartbeat. The helpless girl asked her husband if he was too clingy, wanting to stick to her all day long. At this moment, the girl's leader suddenly knocked on the office door. Afraid of being exposed, she quickly told the billionaire to hide under the desk. Unexpectedly, after entering, the leader directly confessed to the girl. He even said he didn't mind that the girl was already married. He said the girl's husband was definitely not as good as him. The girl refused the leader and drove him away. The billionaire stood up quickly. He said it was a good thing he came to the company today. Otherwise, he would never have known these things. How will the billionaire deal with his love rival? How should the girl continue to hide her relationship with the billionaire? There are more interesting follow-ups. If you want to know, please follow and subscribe to my account.
The man hid under his new wife's desk, but accidentally heard his wife's boss confess to her. The wronged man begged his wife to resign and go home. The girl refused the man's request, said it was not her problem but the boss's problem, then told the man not to be jealous. The man, who doted on his wife, had to agree, but worried, he secretly decided to stay by her side and watch. The next day, the girl and her colleagues came to the ranch to negotiate cooperation with the boss. The scheming woman said she would definitely beat the girl in this negotiation with the client, then added that she would fire the girl after winning. The girl said the winner would only be her. It turned out that this ranch was her husband's asset, and she actually didn't want to have too much work contact with her husband. When the man rode a horse towards them, the scheming woman's eyes were full of admiration for the man. The man who wanted to show off handed a rose to the girl. The girl just reached out to take it, but the scheming woman pushed the girl away and tried to take the rose. After being rejected by the man, the scheming woman had to smile awkwardly. The man even fed the flower directly to the horse. The scheming woman still didn't see the man's dislike for her. She and other colleagues brought towels and water for the man, and offered to wipe his sweat for him, but the man ignored them. He directly asked the girl to wipe his sweat. The girl quickly shook her head to signal the man not to do this. After he directly handed the towel to the girl, the helpless girl had to wipe the man's sweat. This scene made the scheming woman extremely jealous. She said the girl obviously had a husband but still acted so intimate with other men. At this time, the man proposed to let the girl run 2 laps with him. The girl said she couldn't ride a horse and refused him, but the scheming woman and her colleagues immediately gathered around. The girl was very dissatisfied with her husband's performance and decided to teach him a lesson when she got home. After the girl left angrily, he hurriedly sent her colleagues away. In the changing room, the girl was talking about how to punish her husband. The man quietly pushed the door open. He hugged the girl tightly from behind. The girl was shocked. The angry girl asked the man to leave quickly. The man said leaving now would expose their marital relationship. Helpless, the girl had to let him stay here to prevent the matter from being leaked. She warned the man again not to let anyone know about their relationship. The wronged man didn't want to agree but didn't dare to refuse. His cute appearance made the girl laugh. Just as they were expressing their love to each other, the scheming woman appeared outside the changing room door. She leaned against the door as if she had heard something. Will their relationship be exposed by the scheming woman? Why doesn't the girl want others to know that she is the wife of a billionaire? There are more interesting follow-ups. If you want to know, please follow and subscribe to my account.
The scheming woman who wanted to eavesdrop on the girl's secret fell on the girl. The embarrassed scheming woman immediately fixed her hair. The girl questioned if she had a crush on her. The extremely angry scheming woman accused the girl of being crazy. The girl ignored the scheming woman's humiliation and left directly. And the scheming woman immediately chased after the girl. At this time, the man walked out of the changing room. It turned out that the man and the girl were a couple. To prevent her colleagues from knowing, the girl had been hiding her relationship with the man, and this time their relationship was almost discovered by the scheming woman. When the girl and her colleagues wanted to sign a cooperation agreement with the man proposed that the contract be signed with whoever could beat him in archery. The girl clearly knew this was deliberately designed by her husband so that she could win. Afraid that the girl would succeed first, the scheming woman hurriedly said she would go first, but she couldn't shoot an arrow at all and almost shot the arrow at a colleague. Her follower was also hurt in the finger by her bowstring. At this time, the girl's leader also stepped forward to try. The arrow he shot almost knocked down the apple. Everyone felt sorry for the leader's failure. The girl even kept praising the leader for shooting very well. This scene made the man very jealous directly. The girl saw the man's unhappiness, but she still wanted to tease him because it was very interesting. The extremely angry man had to say the leader's archery skills were very poor. The leader immediately explained that he really hadn't had much contact with archery. The girl immediately hinted to the man not to deliberately make things difficult for her leader, and the man immediately said who told her to praise the leader for so long. They understood what each other wanted to say with just their eyes. To further hit her leader, the man directly picked up the bow and arrow and shot. He knocked down the apple very easily. Everyone was shocked by the man's archery skills. They all thought no one could beat the man. At this time, the man also said that if no one challenged, the contract would not be signed today. The scheming woman said aggrievedly that the whole company had been preparing for this cooperation for several months. The company leader even said that although his finger was injured, he still wanted to try again. At this time, the girl said she would go to try. Everyone looked at the girl with surprised and skeptical eyes. The scheming woman even accused the girl of not wasting everyone's chance. The girl had to explain that her husband had taught her many times. The scheming woman mocked that the girl's poor husband had no time to learn this. The girl did not answer. And although the man was very angry, he still did not expose his identity. The girl found this scene more and more interesting. She proposed a bet with the scheming woman. If she won, the scheming woman would roll around the ranch 3 times. If she lost, she would take the initiative to resign. After the scheming woman glanced at the very powerful man, she agreed to the girl without hesitation. Can the girl beat the man? Will their relationship be known by colleagues? There are more interesting follow-ups. If you want to know, please follow and subscribe to my account. The scheming woman mocked that the girl could never beat the man in archery. The girl did not refute but made an agreement with her. If the girl won, the scheming woman had to roll around the ranch once. If the scheming woman won, the girl had to take the initiative to resign. The scheming woman confidently thought she would definitely win, but she had no idea that the man was actually the girl's husband. The girl just said firmly that she must win. The man immediately showed a doting smile. When the scheming woman thought the girl was going to make a fool of herself, the scheming woman mocked that no one would come to pick up the girl. The girl did not explain and just wanted them to leave first. Unexpectedly, the girl's leader took the initiative to offer to send the girl home. The girl refused the leader and said someone would come to pick her up soon. Just as they were stuck in place, the man appeared at the scene driving his sports car. The leader who admired the girl immediately felt pressured. He had always thought the girl's husband was not worthy of her and wanted to pursue her. To not expose her husband's identity, the girl told the man not to get out of the car. But the scheming woman stopped the girl and loudly demanded that the man get out of the car. When the man got out of the car, the girl was very flustered. And the scheming woman was even more shocked. How will the girl explain her relationship with the man? Will the girl's leader continue to pursue her? There are more interesting follow-ups. If you want to know, please follow and subscribe to my account. The scheming woman had just mocked that the girl's husband was a poor man. The next moment a billionaire got out of the car. After seeing him, the scheming woman said the billionaire could not be the girl's husband. The scheming woman's words made the girl very happy. She hurried to explain that the billionaire was just giving her a ride on his way. It turned out that she did not want her colleagues to know about her relationship with the billionaire. After the girl and the billionaire got in the car, the jealous scheming woman thought the billionaire must have been deceived by the girl. She did not know that the billionaire was not only the girl's husband. He even cooked breakfast for the girl with his own hands at home. The man got up at 5:30 every morning to work out. Then he cooked breakfast for the girl. He even ironed the girl's clothes with his own hands. At this moment the girl finished the porridge in one go. The man asked in surprise why she finished it in one bite. The girl just nodded. The flustered man immediately checked if there was anything left in the bowl. The girl watched calmly from the side. The eager man asked if the girl had eaten the ring. Then he wanted to induce vomiting for the girl. The helpless girl had to tell the man to stop. In the man's eager eyes, she showed the ring on her hand. The man asked in confusion why the ring was not in the porridge. The girl showed a bright smile. She said she had seen the ring yesterday and put it on secretly. The man finally breathed a sigh of relief and said he would punish the girl. Although their family backgrounds were very different, the man who deeply loved the girl never let her suffer any grievances. When the man's relatives mocked that the girl could not have children, he would drive the relatives away for the girl. In his world, the girl was his closest relative. So after the girl proposed to go to work and did not want to go to his company, the man who deeply loved the girl immediately invested in the company where she worked and took the initiative to give her company many projects. The man did all this just to be able to contact the girl more. After the girl who had finished breakfast came to the company, the leader asked the girl to go with him to meet a client. The girl asked who the client was. The leader immediately said it was still the same billionaire as last time. The girl mistakenly thought her husband was going to secretly give her another project. At this time the scheming woman said the girl should not go again, because the girl had already won the project last time. But the leader refused the scheming woman angrily. It turned out that the leader had not arranged to meet any client at all. He just wanted to use his authority to pursue the girl. When the girl arrived at the agreed place, she found that her husband was not there, and her leader suddenly became very enthusiastic. The girl immediately realized this was a trap set by the leader. Will the girl be in danger? Will her husband know all this? There are more interesting follow-ups. If you want to know, please follow and subscribe to my account. The girl found that her leader was overly enthusiastic about her. The smart girl immediately realized something was wrong, because the leader had told her they were coming to meet a client. But there was only the leader in the private room and it was decorated very romantically. Then he affectionately pushed the girl again. The disgusted girl had no idea how to explain. The leader continued to say that although the girl was not worthy of him, if she was brave enough this time she might have a chance. The girl became more and more helpless. Even her billionaire husband had, but the leader held her hand tightly. The enraged leader scolded the girl for being like a dirty rag. The girl shook off the leader's hand forcefully. She scolded the leader for harassing a married female subordinate. But the leader said that without his help the girl would have been fired by the company long ago. He had no idea that the girl's husband was a billionaire. The girl quietly sent a message to her husband with her mobile phone. At this time the leader said that as long as she drank a glass of wine with him he would continue to help her. The girl mocked that the leader had been promoted only through connections. He had no ability to help others grow. The leader who was hit where it hurt wanted to hit her immediately. He grabbed the girl and questioned what right she had to question him. At this moment the girl's mobile phone accidentally fell to the ground. The leader saw the message the girl sent to the billionaire, but he actually thought the girl was refusing him because she wanted to hook up with the billionaire. He mocked the girl to stop dreaming. He said the billionaire would never fall in love with her no matter what. Then he pressed forward step by step and told the girl to marry him. The girl said marrying him was worse than marrying a pig. Then she slapped the leader hard. The leader with a gloomy expression said he would no longer be so polite. At the same time the billionaire who received the girl's message was searching anxiously. Will the leader who has been rejected many times beat the girl? Can the billionaire arrive in time to save the girl? There are more interesting follow-ups. If you want to know, please follow and subscribe to my account.
The man found his wife's phone suddenly turned off while calling. Just as he feared his beloved wife was in danger, the scheming woman said the girl and her leader went to meet him. He immediately realized his wife had been deceived by her boss. The man rushed to where his wife was immediately. He mistook a restaurant customer for his wife because he was too anxious. Then he suddenly heard his wife's voice. When he rushed into the private room, his wife just kicked the leader away and came to him. The man punched his wife's leader to the ground. He knew what had happened just by one glance. He rushed to his wife to comfort her, but the girl was not scared at all. She just praised the man for being so good to her. It turned out that the man was afraid his wife would encounter danger outside. He specially spent a lot of money teaching the girl self-defense. As a billionaire, he personally became his wife's practice partner, and today the girl successfully protected herself with what she had learned. The man gave his wife a thumbs up for her excellence. Then he held his wife and left. Only the leader, who recognized the billionaire, lay on the ground apologizing. The next day, when the girl came to the company again, she was still angry about the leader's behavior. Her leader was driven out of the office. Colleagues excitedly said the leader seemed to be removed from his position. The fired leader even threatened to take revenge on the girl. He mocked that the billionaire would soon fall in love with another woman. The girl smiled disdainfully. She, who always believed in taking revenge, immediately decided to retaliate against the leader on the spot. She stopped the leader, who wanted to leave. Then she threw an orange at him. In an instant, all colleagues who had been bullied by the leader gathered around. They kept venting their emotions at the leader. This scene successfully made the girl feel happy. Only the scheming woman curiously asked her what relationship she used to get the leader fired. The girl suddenly wanted to trick the scheming woman, because the scheming woman had always been the leader's accomplice. So she said because the billionaire was her husband. But the scheming woman said the girl was crazy. She still didn't believe the billionaire was really the girl's husband. Will the girl choose to reveal her identity as a billionaire's wife? Will the scheming woman continue to make things difficult for the girl? There are more interesting follow-ups. If you want to know, please subscribe and follow me.
Colleagues mistakenly thought the girl ruined someone else's family. A scheming pregnant woman came looking for her. After the girl and the scheming woman entered the meeting room, nosy colleagues immediately gathered outside the door to gossip. The scheming woman knelt down and begged the girl to slap her. The confused girl asked what she was doing. This scene shocked the colleagues watching outside the meeting room even more. Then the scheming woman revealed that the girl's husband was wealthy. She then begged the girl to divorce her husband, because she claimed she and the girl's husband were truly in love. When the girl did not respond, the scheming woman kept begging. Colleagues who disliked the girl thought she was forcing the scheming woman to divorce, but the reality was completely different from what they guessed. Inside the meeting room, the girl tried to help the scheming woman up. The scheming woman said she would not get up unless the girl agreed. Furious, the girl insisted her husband would never betray her. The scheming woman felt extremely guilty after hearing this. The girl got no reply and prepared to leave. Seeing this, the scheming woman attacked directly. She lied that the girl was infertile. That was why the girl's husband had fallen in love with her, and claimed the girl's husband had told her everything. These words struck the girl's most hidden wound precisely, but she still said her husband could never cheat on her for that reason. The scheming woman smiled and said love could never compare to family bonds. She also told the girl not to be selfish and give the man a complete family. Furious, the girl scolded the scheming woman for being shameless. As a mistress, she still tried to morally blackmail the girl. She ordered the scheming woman to leave at once, but the scheming woman knelt down again and put on an act. Helpless, the girl had to push her away. This scene enraged the colleagues who did not know the truth. One colleague immediately asked the girl if she knew what shame was. Angry, the girl slapped her right away. All the fault clearly lay with the scheming woman, but all the colleagues thought the scheming woman was the one being bullied. Another colleague even scolded the girl for seducing another woman's husband. Facing the groundless accusations from colleagues who did not know the facts, the angry girl chose to fight back. She told the rumors she had heard about them. A few words made her colleagues argue with each other. To let everyone understand the truth, the girl asked the scheming woman who the real mistress was. The scheming woman did not answer. Just as the colleagues thought they had wronged the girl, the smug scheming woman threw a document at the girl. Looking triumphant, she had finally waited for her chance to fully attack. What secret was hidden inside the document? Did the girl's wealthy husband really fall for the mistress? How would the girl deal with this problem? There is more interesting content to come. Follow and subscribe to me if you want to know. Colleagues berated the girl for ruining someone else's family. The girl, who was actually the legal wife, dared not fight back, because the scheming woman showed the real estate bought for her by the girl's husband. The scheming woman also said it was all because the girl could not have children. That was why the man had finally chosen her. The girl could no longer hold back her emotions. She rushed out amid the colleagues' accusations. She burst into their home and looked around frantically. She wanted to find evidence of her wealthy husband's infidelity. In the end, she found a child's clothing hidden deep in her husband's closet. The image of the husband who she thought would never betray her crumbled in an instant. Unable to conceive, she believed every word the scheming woman had said. Filled with rage, she stormed into her husband's training gym. The clueless man greeted her warmly and reached out for a hug from the girl. The girl punched her husband straight in the face. Yet the man did not get angry and apologized right away. He looked wronged and asked what he had done wrong. The girl held up the clothing and demanded to know what it was. The man glanced at it and tried to explain. The furious girl kicked him before he could speak. The man dodged instinctively. The girl yelled angrily at him for daring to avoid her blow. She then threw another punch, hitting the man in the face. He did not dare to move and got hurt once again. The wronged man begged the girl to give him a chance to explain. The girl asked again where the clothing had come from. The man hesitated for a moment. Thinking her husband was hiding something, the girl raised her hand once more. The man pulled the girl into his arms. He explained that it was not a child's clothes at all. The enraged girl refused to believe him. She told him the scheming woman had come to see her and revealed everything. The man who had never betrayed his wife was left confused. The girl took the chance to punch him and walked away, watching the woman he loved in such pain. The man made up his mind to uncover the truth and get revenge on those behind it. The next day he took the girl to his company. He realized only his younger brother could have done all of this. He told his assistant to call his brother over. When he walked into the office with the girl, she saw women's undergarments scattered all over the floor. She became even more convinced that her husband had cheated on her. The flustered man quickly said all of this was his younger brother's doing. The girl said nothing and simply walked out of the office. Has the man truly betrayed his wife? If not, how will he prove his innocence? Will the girl choose to end her marriage with him? There are more exciting chapters ahead. Follow and subscribe to my account if you want to find out. The younger brother stood in front of the entire company to make a self-criticism. All the employees were amused by his actions. He felt extremely wronged but dared not resist, because the man and the young woman were watching him from the audience. The young woman had mistakenly believed her husband betrayed their marriage, but the man immediately realized his younger brother was behind everything. He then called his brother over and began to question him. The guilty younger brother knew he would be punished if the truth came out, so he made up his mind to never confess. While the man kept pressing him with questions, the young woman who wanted to know the whole story eavesdropped outside the door. The younger brother claimed the scheming woman was his brother's mistress, and said the man only wanted to shift all the blame onto him. The man said nothing and simply glanced at his wife eavesdropping outside. He feared she would misunderstand him once again. The young woman got startled and bumped into the door after being spotted. The younger brother realized his sister-in-law was listening outside. He kept saying the man only made a mistake anyone could make. The eavesdropping young woman thought his words made perfect sense. He even deliberately stated he would help the man lie to her. The man let out a cold smile knowing his brother would not tell the truth. The impatient young woman finally walked straight into the office. The younger brother instantly put on an act to defend the man. The young woman completely ignored his poor fake performance. The furious man raised his fist ready to hit his brother, yet the young woman stopped her husband in time. The younger brother grew smug thinking he had gotten away with it. To everyone's shock, the young woman picked up a fruit knife on the table and handed it directly to the man. The younger brother's eyes widened in pure shock and fear. The young woman warned him if he refused to tell the truth, he would face serious consequences for his actions. The kneeling younger brother confessed everything right away. He had been dating the scheming woman using his older brother's name. The older brother's identity as a billionaire easily attracted women. The young woman then asked who spread the rumor about her infertility. The younger brother admitted he was the one who started the false story. Enraged, the man kicked his younger brother hard. To apologize, the younger brother slapped himself in the face. None of these actions managed to calm the young woman down. In the end, the younger brother was ordered to apologize publicly to the whole company. The man thanked his wife sincerely for choosing to trust him. The young woman replied she only saw through his brother's terrible acting. The man quickly agreed and praised her for being sharp and smart. She said proudly it was only natural as she was his wife. Thinking the crisis was over, the man tried to kiss her, but the young woman stopped him once more. She demanded he explain the origin of the strange clothes. Will the man clear his name and win back his wife's love? What will the scheming woman do after finding out she has been lied to? How will the young woman deal with the scheming woman who bullied her? More exciting plot developments are coming. Follow and subscribe to my account if you want to find out. It wasn't until the man said the clothes he bought were for their pet dog that the girl finally realized her husband hadn't cheated. The girl said she shouldn't have listened to others and kissed her husband. The man who had been misunderstood by his wife didn't get angry at all. He kept comforting his wife, saying it was okay and it wasn't her fault. His boundless love for his wife made him willing to tolerate everything about her. They felt grateful for resolving the misunderstanding, but they had no idea that real danger was imminent. The next day, the girl who was about to go home was stopped by the scheming woman. The scheming woman blamed the girl for being abandoned by her partner. The girl said it wasn't her responsibility, because her husband wasn't the person the scheming woman thought he was. But no matter how the girl explained, the scheming woman still didn't believe her. Then she directly pushed the girl down the stairs. It turned out the scheming woman had just been abandoned by her partner. Heartbroken, she mistakenly thought her partner had left her for the girl, so the ruthless woman decided to get rid of the girl. That way no one would stop her from being with her partner. She had no idea that her partner had only borrowed the girl's husband's name. After the girl fell down the stairs, the scheming woman showed a proud smile. Outside the operating room, the man was anxiously waiting for the girl's surgery. His younger brother immediately knelt on the ground and apologized to him. He said the girl was injured because he had lied to the scheming woman. But at that moment, the man didn't want to take revenge on anyone. He only wanted the girl to come out of the operating room safely. The younger brother instantly realized the man would never forgive him. He kept kowtowing and begging the man for forgiveness. Finally, the man said if the girl lost her life, he would face the same fate. At that moment, the doctor opened the door and said they needed to hire an external surgical team. As a billionaire, the man immediately chartered a plane to bring the world's top surgeons. A week later, the girl's surgery was successful, but she still hadn't woken up. The man stayed by the girl's side the entire time, never leaving. Just as he prayed to God to bless the girl finally opened her eyes. Overjoyed, the man immediately called for the doctor. but he eventually collapsed to the ground from days of not resting. The girl said actually they just needed to press the call bell. She got out of bed wanting to help the man up, but when she saw the man's face she unexpectedly smiled. It turned out she had lost all her memories. She didn't know why she was in the hospital, nor did she know that the man who had been accompanying her was her husband. At that moment the awakened man quickly grabbed the girl's hand. He told the girl not to be afraid of him. Looking at the man's handsome appearance, she couldn't help but kiss him. Just then the doctor suddenly walked in. The girl was startled and immediately stood up. That's when she learned she was already married, but she immediately wanted a divorce, because she thought the man accompanying her was more suitable for her. Will the girl find out that the man is her husband? How will the man help the girl recover her lost memories? There are more interesting follow-ups. If you want to know, please follow and subscribe to my account. The girl walked and made a wish that the person she liked would appear in front of her immediately. The next moment the man was pushed down right in front of her. An uncontrollable joy appeared on the girl's face. The man pretended to be bullied. Then he shouted for help to the girl. The angry girl pulled the attacker away in one go. Immediately she kept attacking the attacker. When the other person got scared and started to run, the girl still didn't give up chasing. Watching this scene, the man showed a proud smile. It turned out that the man was the girl's husband, but the injured girl had lost all her memories. She only remembered that the man she saw when she woke up was very handsome. After learning that she was married, she even planned to get a divorce immediately to pursue the man. She had no idea that the man was her own husband. And to not stimulate the girl's injury, the man decided to pretend to be a third party to approach the girl. This way he could slowly help the girl recover her memories. So he asked his younger brother to pretend to be the attacker to lure the girl to rescue him. At this moment his younger brother had already knelt down and begged for mercy after being beaten by the girl. Only then did the girl let her brother go. Then she subconsciously tidied up her clothes. She walked up to the man in a gentle and elegant manner. She asked softly if he needed to be sent to the hospital. The man only said he wanted to go home. The girl immediately offered to send the man home. The girl supported the man and walked forward. The man did not forget to praise his brother for his effort. As they walked, the girl couldn't help but hold the man's hand. At that moment the girl seemed to find the feeling of being in love. After arriving home she praised the man's house for being very clean. But the smart girl immediately questioned why the man was looking at a map when he got home. The flustered man quickly hid his phone. Then he pretended that his arm was injured to divert the girl's attention. The girl immediately went to find the first aid kit to apply medicine to the man. When the man wanted to take off his shirt, the shy girl stopped him, because this behavior made her feel that the progress was too fast. She wanted to cultivate feelings with the man slowly. The man did not refute but only stared at her with affectionate eyes. The girl couldn't help but touch the man's muscles. She said her hands were a little cold, and the man's arms were very warm. Just as they got closer and closer, the girl suddenly covered the man's mouth with her hand. She thought she couldn't betray her marriage before getting divorced. Seeing the girl's hesitation, the man immediately said it was okay to kiss him, but the girl stood up and stated the fact that she was married. Then she even said she liked the man very much, but she needed to get divorced before being with him. The man immediately showed a bright smile. He was very satisfied with the girl's performance. Will the man continue to pretend to be a third party? What interesting things will happen between the girl and him? There are more interesting follow-ups. If you want to know, please follow and subscribe to my account. She met a man who made her heart flutter, but she dared not accept his confession, because she was already married. The next day she couldn't concentrate at work at all. Her mind was filled with thoughts of that man. Her colleagues noticed that her state was very abnormal. A scheming female colleague mistakenly thought she was thinking about her husband, so she mocked the girl's husband as a loser. Interestingly, the girl had lost her memories of her husband and her colleagues, so she easily believed what the scheming female colleague said. Shocked, she shouted out loud. In an instant everyone looked at her. The embarrassed scheming woman quickly told her to sit down. At that moment another colleague asked how her husband's mistress was doing. She became even more shocked. Her colleagues even said that the third party had almost killed her. She carefully counted her husband's crimes. Finally, unable to bear it, she firmly made up her mind to get a divorce. She wanted to leave this lousy husband, to find her true love, that man. The girl immediately took her colleagues to her own home. Her colleagues were shocked by her luxurious villa. The scheming woman said that this couldn't be her home, because her husband wouldn't be so rich. Unaware of the situation, she had to ask if this house was expensive. Her colleagues immediately said it was the most expensive place in the entire city. She became more convinced that her husband was a wealthy but promiscuous man. She decided that this time she must succeed in getting a divorce. Just thinking about being with that man after the divorce, the girl couldn't help smiling anymore. At the same time, the man was discussing with his mother how to attract the girl. He thought he must seize this opportunity to make the girl announce everything. It turned out that he was originally the girl's husband, but after marriage the girl deliberately concealed her relationship with him for the sake of her career, and this was the first time he had felt the girl's naked love. So he would do whatever it took to announce everything through this opportunity. He had long been tired of deeply loving the girl but having to pretend to be strangers with her. When the girl walked into the villa, the man was shocked. The moment she saw the man, the girl asked him why he was there. The man was very flustered. Immediately after, he ran upstairs. It turned out that the man was the one who made her heart flutter, and also her husband. Will the girl understand all this? How will the man whose plan is about to fail explain? A man is stunned to find his amnesiac wife has unexpectedly come back home. Fearing he might upset his wife, he immediately decides to run away. The furious young girl chases after him right away. When the man is cornered in a room, the girl wears a triumphant smile. She rushes into the room only to find him acting like a completely different person. The girl scolds him for pretending to be someone else to fool her, and demands to know the man's real identity. It turns out the man is indeed the girl's husband. Right after the girl got injured and lost her memory, he disguised himself as a stranger to court her. Because the girl had always refused to make their marital relationship public, he wanted to take this chance to solidify their relationship, leaving the girl unable to hide their marriage anymore. And the man successfully makes his amnesiac wife fall for him all over again. The girl's mind is filled with countless questions at this moment. She had decided to divorce her husband for the sake of this man, yet she has seen this very man inside her own home. Just as the man's plan is about to fall apart, he asks the girl if she has ever met his younger brother. The confused girl asks which younger brother he is talking about. The man lies and says he has a twin brother, adding that his brother has always lived elsewhere due to their bad relationship. He claims the man who pursued the girl is actually his twin brother. The girl refuses to believe him and accuses him of taking her for a fool. The man tells her she can go downstairs to check if she doubts him. His brother is staying in a room downstairs today. The girl immediately turns around and heads downstairs, afraid the man might sneak out and keep pretending she locks the door with a key. He stays perfectly calm after realizing he is locked inside. Using his years of parkour experience, he easily climbs down to the lower floor. The girl bursts into the downstairs room and sees the man she has fallen in love with. Still full of doubt, she checks the scars on the man's body. Only then does she start to wonder if they really are twin brothers. The man immediately starts putting on an act. He says he never meant to reveal all this to her, but the girl still has lingering doubts in her heart. She walks over to the window to check if it is possible to jump down. Thinking it is still not safe enough, she decides to head upstairs again. The man quickly changes into a different set of clothes. With a series of smooth moves, he makes his way back upstairs in no time. Meanwhile, the girl is out of breath from climbing the stairs. When she storms into the room, the man is already lying casually on the sofa pretending to be relaxed. The girl insists on checking whether there is a scar on his arm. Afraid of his identity being exposed, the man cuts her off with a kiss. The enraged girl shoves him away hard. The girl ends up believing the man's words at this point, because the vibe he gives off is nothing like the man she loves. She has no idea all of this is only because the man knows her extremely well. Will the girl eventually find out the whole truth? How will the man face everything if the girl regains her memory? She wrapped herself up in the quilt to avoid her husband's approach. When her husband came out of the bathroom, he found that she had wrapped herself up like a caterpillar. But he was not angry, because all of this was caused by himself. He took advantage of her amnesia after the injury, pretended to be a third party to pursue her. Familiar with all his wife's habits and hobbies, he easily achieved his goal, successfully made her fall in love with him, but also made her firmly determined to divorce her husband, because she had no idea that her husband and the third party were the same person. On this day, she wanted to find the third party to confess everything, but found that no one answered the door no matter how she knocked. Anxious, she quickly called him. He, who was fast asleep, was immediately woken up. After comforting her not to worry, he immediately put on another outfit, climbed over the wall into the next door, and then he began to play the role of the third party. When he opened the door, worried, she asked him if he was unwell. He explained that he had slept very soundly, afraid that he would expose everything. He also asked the girl not to come to his house often. She mistakenly thought that he was angry. When she wanted to turn around and leave, she was pulled by him. He immediately explained that he was afraid that his illness would infect her. She immediately showed a bright smile, then immediately rushed into his room. She made breakfast for him with her own hands. She told him to rest well and not to rush to work. She, who originally planned to confess, decided to talk to him after he rested well, so she left his house. He immediately climbed over the wall back to the other room. When the girl pushed open her husband's door, she also brought a portion of breakfast for her husband. At this moment, he changed his outfit again and sat on the sofa. He, who had already eaten breakfast once, had to force himself to eat again. She asked him in a low voice if he had already eaten breakfast. He burped while saying that he had not eaten. He tried his best to eat the breakfast, and his painful expression also made her suspect that maybe the breakfast she made tasted too bad. She still didn't know that he was playing two roles at the same time. Will the girl find out all this? Why is the man doing this? There are more interesting follow-ups. A girl was waiting for her husband to get off work. A passerby deliberately pushed her down onto the road. Coincidentally, a car was driving straight toward her. The moment she was about to be in danger, a stranger rushed over and held her to dodge the car. She instinctively thought it was her husband. After realizing it was not him, she stood up quickly. She handed a card with $100,000 to the man who saved her, but the man still refused to leave. He even pretended to be injured and fell to the ground. The girl, who wanted to leave, had to come back again. She noticed the man was acting very strange. He refused to go to the hospital and kept lingering around. After a long while, the man woke up. Looking at the luxurious bedroom, he thought his plan had succeeded. It turned out everything the girl went through was arranged by him. He wanted to take advantage of the girl's kindness to get revenge on her wealthy husband. Yet he never expected the girl was kind but also very smart. She would not develop feelings just because he saved her. At this moment, the girl's husband did not trust the man at all. After thanking the man for saving his wife, the wealthy husband did not have any doubts about the girl. Frustrated and angry, the man had no choice but to leave alone. The girl curiously asked her husband if he was never afraid she would fall for someone else. The wealthy man said the girl could never like someone like him. He guessed the whole hero saving the beauty scene was probably set up by the man. He told the girl to stay cautious around this man. The next day the girl saw the man again while she was at work. Her supervisor asked her to take charge of the male intern. The girl turned down the supervisor, saying she had too much work to do. To keep his real intentions from being discovered by the girl, the man took the initiative to ask for another mentor. In the end, the man was assigned to a scheming female leader. In order to make the scheming female leader pass him over to the girl's leadership, he pretended not to understand her words and kept making mistakes. Eventually, even the scheming female leader, who was used to bullying others, could not stand him anymore. She had to beg the girl to take charge of the man. The girl agreed to the scheming female leader's request, but she immediately pulled the man outside. She questioned him why he kept approaching her. Only then did he reveal his true intentions. He said he just wanted to see the girl separate from her husband. He wanted to test whether true love could be torn apart by misunderstandings. The girl stated that true love would never break because of misunderstandings. After that, she left with her husband. Can two people who truly love each other split up over misunderstandings? This is the grand finale of this drama. There will be no more interesting follow-up plots. Thank you for your support, all fans who love this drama.